Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ken and I'm coming live from Kenya in East Africa, and just like as the title of the video suggests, we're gonna get into that. It's almost in the evening, almost a quarter past midday. It's almost raining, and because it's so hot and I'm seeing some few dark clouds. You know, we are in the rainy season. Usually we have short rains, but they are long. Maybe it can rain like 2-3 times a day, so that's why it's longer rains. But apart from that, I was trying to water our cattle because they haven't drank water since morning, and I was looking after them prior before, so they're just down in the fields. They're just grazing by themselves, and also I'm taking chances. You know, there should be someone over there looking after them so that they don't roam in the village. But I'm taking my chance to just catch up with you guys. So this is the part where we usually give them water. So this one is just a tire, one of the tractor's tires. No, once the tires have how do I say it, have eroded, or maybe they are spoiled, instead of maybe just putting, although we have some in the compound just lying around, so some we cut because they are long lasting. They are perfect basin, or they form a perfect place for our cattle to drink water. So because our borehole isn't really currently holding water, although let me just see, I haven't checked it for some time, but let us see. We've been really struggling with it. For those that have been following up knows the whole story. So I'm seeing a little bit of water. You guys can't really see because it's a little bit dark. And sometimes back when we were just preparing the place, I know one of you told us to make the entrance so that it can be safe. But I think one day we'll take our time and do that. But in the meantime, let me just open this tap, because they usually drink from here. Yes. So because it's the rainy season, sometimes I give them salt. So yeah, so in a few minutes it will be full. Yeah, so it's so I'd say the temperature is so nice. It's not really that hot, and also at the same time it's not really that cold. It's moderate, and I think this is the perfect place, perfect environment just to relax. No, we usually try a little bit is it hard? No, I doubt if it's really hard to me, because I think I'm used to it. So we usually just try to make our compound neat. You see how clean and neat it is. So, and I think we're used to it. And yeah, this is the perfect environment. You can really chill. You know, sometimes I just walk barefoot in the compound because the grass is very cool, so it makes you relax. If you're not let's say you are tired and you just sit somewhere in the compound, you might find yourself falling asleep. But that's one of the reasons I like our home. And you know, it's really quiet. There are no, I think I'm one of the youngest, apart from my sister. I'm one of the youngest people in the compound. That's why I also really try hard to just make it clean. And I think let me go, because I've left the tap running. You know, I was going for the cattle, but let us just go. And I want to give them water before it rains. If you look up, see some few dark clouds. So we'll give the tap some time. There's something I want to show you guys, because today is on a Sunday, and last week Sunday I was just not really last week, the other Sunday, so it has been like 2 weeks, and I was sweeping, and I told you guys back then that I wanted to prepare a compost, because recently I planted some cypress trees, so I'm also making them a compost, such that if they grow, they'll already have a compost soil so that I can plant them. I researched on them, and I realized they take between 30 to 90 days so that they can really grow in a way that you can take them out and put them on those planting bags. So we'll wait for them, but in the meantime, this is my compost soil. So this is our cattle shed, and over here is the milking area, but because for now we don't have any cattle that we are milking, so this place I set aside that I could be making my compost soil. And it has a shed, and you know, this cow dung, the cows usually sleep here, meaning they also urinate in the same place, making their cow dung very fertile, if because of the mixture of the dung and the urine. And if you put it outside, it will be rained on, and it will wash away it will kind of wash away the composition, or so it's better to put them in a closed place and observe them. So I'm supposed to mix it, because it has been sitting like this for like 2 weeks. I've been sprinkling water, because this time I'm doing it different, and I'm supposed to mix it up. I don't know whether you are understanding. I'm supposed to mix it all together, then also leave it for another 2 weeks, because that now will be a month. Then from there on, it will now be ready. So after I think I'm finished, because that one will take a bit of time. After I'm finished with the video, I think I'm gonna go, and I've just mixed it, because you know they are in layers, because I started with the pieces of trees, followed by cow dung, pieces of trees mixed with the leaves, followed by cow dung, followed by red soil, then followed by rotten kitchen waste. Yes, kitchen waste, not really rotten, but kitchen waste. Then I followed it again with some leaves. I added cow dung on top. I added black soil on top. So the black soil is the one you're seeing on top there. So this time I placed a lot of things, because I wanted a very actually this one is more, because the first one I made was a little bit less. So knowing better, the second time I made a little bit more, so that in any case I have a lot of things to plant. At least I have a compost soil. So I've just turned on the tap. I'm gonna get our cows before it rains, because after it rains they are not gonna eat. So stay tuned. We are still gonna talk more about the title of the video, because now we've been building our dream house for the longest, I think almost for the people new, I think we've been building for almost 6-7 months. I'm not really sure, but if you're new, you can feel free. I have so many videos that I've been making since we started. I think we are 1 year into this platform, so there are so much more interesting videos. You can really look up and follow up on what we've been doing ever since. So for now, let me just go and get them, so that we can continue and talk more. So it's almost it's 5, I mean, and it has drizzled. It doesn't really rain that much, and I'm wearing my sweater. I rarely wear sweaters because of the weather. Even if it's really cold, I usually don't like wearing sweater, but today I'm wearing one. So we were supposed to continue with what I was gonna talk about, the main thing, which is the house, I mean. And our calf is just resting over here at the entrance. She's not she, he is just quiet over here. Yeah, so I was to talk about the house. Since we started construction, I'd say I've learned a few things, and I just wanted to contrast or even to compare, because when you're building, a lot comes into mind, and also it involves a lot. And just wanted to talk about some few things that people usually don't talk about or say, especially the people building. YouTube is like it's like a community. So if you talk about a few things, some people get to know. And I've realized that because in Nyabuanze, usually there are a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers. Actually, a few YouTubers travel. Most YouTubers do construction videos, and if you follow their videos keenly, one or two will talk about what we are gonna talk about today, which are some of the I even wrote them down so that I don't forget. There are just a few, like 5. I won't talk much about them because I want to keep it short. So I will talk regarding my experience about them. So these are some of the realities when you are about to build. So it differs from place to place, but the first thing that I'm going to talk about is regret, because some people regret after they've already built, or even before they start, because for example, someone might overquote a house. That means he or she might build a very big house that maybe he or she desired in the first place. So, and also some people might underquote, and therefore, which means they might build something which they might finish maybe. Okay, if you underquote a house, it means you maybe were, how do I really put this? It's really hard to express it in a polite way. Yeah. So if you underquote a house, maybe you were afraid of building a bigger house, so maybe you went for the small quotation that you had in mind, and therefore as you built, you realize maybe I should have just gone for what my heart desired in the first place. So that's why I'm saying my first point is regret. So I've been in construction places. Actually, this channel has been mostly about construction since I started, because I started with construction videos. Up to now, I'm still doing construction videos. Maybe I'm about to shift, not really shift, but I'll mix, because I'll do some other videos with other people, and those maybe other people are not doing construction videos, so it will be a mixture. But for now, I've been doing construction videos, and I've learned that people usually regret along the way. And for me, I think my point is just to, if you want to build, just be keen. You can be keen to detail. You can build, and also you can be patient. You can build a bigger house even for like 3, 4, 5 years, because once you finish it, it's yours. And I think because I'm also an aspiring house owner over here, so the things that I'm learning along the way, I'll really apply them when my time comes, because people have their turn, yes. So when it reaches mine, I'll take in interest in the type of house that I want, and if it will take me even like 5 years, I will be patient with it. I won't really rush it. When I started the channel, I used to say Mara was one of our main influencer, yes. And when I was following him, he built his house with patience, and he built a very good villa. And I was wondering today the difference between a mansion and a villa. I really want you guys to maybe help me with it. What's the difference? I don't want to, maybe because it just came on my mind, what's the difference between a mansion and a villa. So I really want you guys to help me with that. So as we move on, I think I'll maybe put on my second point, which is endless construction and repairs. No, I said when you're building, the first thing you have to be is to be very, very patient. And when you're building, the construction is endless, because even for us, it's endless. Although it can be much more endless if you're making mistakes, because you'll have to correct it or correct them. But if you are just doing them keenly, it will still be endless, because completing a house is a very long way or journey or process, however you might express it or call it. So if you finish this, there's the next thing waiting for you. If you finish this, there's the next thing also waiting for you. So I think if you're planning maybe to build, I think you should also put that in mind. The construction will be endless, and even if you finish the house, the repairs will always be there over the years. You'll have to renovate some parts of the house as you stay in, or even if you don't live there, you will still have to repair the house. So also, because mostly we talk about construction, and I think my third point will be this. You see, most people see YouTubers building. So perhaps, for example, like my main influencer, like I've said, because Maru has influenced a lot of people. So someone might see him build a villa. I'm not trying to compare it in a negative way, but I think if you're planning to build a house, and the most important thing maybe you should consider, because if you see Maru has built a villa, and maybe you are in another continent and you want to build the same villa, the price will be different, totally different. Here in Africa, most things are we get them cheap, at a cheaper price. And I think geological difference accounts to that. So if you find some people, most of you guys are from America, most of you guys that watch our channel. So I know if you're building in America, and maybe you want to build the same quotation like ours, I know the pricing will there will be a very big difference, starting even with the stones, because I know over here we might even surpass some. Because I recently told you guys, actually one of you asked me if we pay rents or rates on our lands, and I said yes, some places. And also, if you want to construct a house, you have to go and look for a permit. So over here in Africa, you might surpass that permit, but I know in the US you can't. So I think geological places, different places, accounts to how much money you're going to use if you're planning to build a house. The house might be the exact this one, or might be the exact villa, but if you are in a different continent or a different country, your spendings will be totally different. So my third point will be, if you're if you're planning to construct, I think you should consider where you live, and because that will greatly influence your spending on your house. So I also, because different countries have their policies. Some countries have very tough policies on building or even construction, and also you might be in a country where there's inflation, such things, there might be political instability, such things makes life very difficult, and generally construction if you're planning to build. So my next thing, if I want to build, I should consider, or I will consider, is time. The time that you're planning to build. The people who built houses like 10 years ago or even 20 years ago, for me I'd say they had it a little bit easier compared to the people that are planning to build 20 years to come, because in 20 years to come things will be very expensive. Building materials like even timber, cement, iron sheets, those ions, the D12, the D6, the D8, window panes, for example, styles, those things will be very expensive. So if you're planning to build, I think time should be the most important thing also to consider. I've really considered it, so that's why I've been planning myself. So recently I've been planting a few trees. I started with the whistling pine, but before that, way back around like 6 years ago, yes, we planted eucalyptus. We can harvest them now, but I know if you wait even for 5 years, they will be so much ready. So I've planted whistling pine, and I've also planted seeds for cypress. So I know maybe even if I won't use them, but probably my kids or my nephews will one day come to me and ask me for timber, and I will greatly give them, because I have so many. I've really planted so many. That's why I've planted them a lot, because I know one day someone will ask for them. And in my previous video I talked about me and my dad just fencing somewhere along the farm where the guys that were expanding the road removed the fence, and one of his friends asked me actually, Ken, did you plant those whistling pine tree? Because the guy was helping us to transport the timber that we use for the roofing, and he was telling me that this tree is very good. We were having a discussion actually, so he asked me if I planted them, and I told him yes. So for him, he also told me I must give him some few trees. I'm going to give him, because I have a lot. So if you really want to prepare yourself, I think time is the most important thing. If you're planning to build now, is the perfect time. Actually, the best time to do anything is now, whether it's whether it's building, whether it's planting trees, whether it's traveling, so many things. The perfect time to do anything is now. People usually say that, so I usually also go for that. So if you're planning to build, consider time, because also that time, if you're building when the country is very unstable, you'll have a very big problem, because the prices will shift. In one of Marwa's videos, because I watch a lot of YouTubers. So in one of his videos, actually back when he was still building, when he was buying the 12, I don't know which, I think he used the 18 because he used very big metal rods. So he was saying that one day he will go to the market and buy the steel. Then the following week, if he goes, he finds the price have gone higher by maybe even $5. I'm not saying Kenya was unstable at that time, but I'm trying to explain how bad it can be, how fluctuating the prices can be if the economy is if the country is unstable. So time is very, very important. So before I finish this video, it was just a short video just to explain a few things, because I don't really usually take these videos for granted. They might one day help someone somewhere. So I also want to, the things I'm explaining according to my experience. I'm not saying I'm in a capacity maybe to say or elaborate on other things, but the things that I know, because I've been doing construction, as I've said, for quite a period of time, almost a year now. Yeah. So also, if you're planning to build, I know the last thing that I want to mention is the cost of living, and I know it varies from one person. I might be staying with my cousins, because here at home we stay with my cousins. Actually, my aunt is there, my other aunt is there, us, then my other uncle is here. So we just stay in one place, and I know the cost of living, even if we stay in one place, the cost of living differs from one person to another. So if you're planning to build a house, you'll have to reduce your spending, your expenditure, your daily expenditure. In short, I'm just trying to say you'll have to lower your living standards. Not that low. I'm not saying you should lower your living standard, maybe you shouldn't eat, but I'm just saying you should lower it so that you can accommodate. If you can build without lowering your living standard, I think you are in a good place. You are the most fortunate people. But with my experience, building usually takes a lot. It can be physically, it can be mentally, it can be emotionally. It takes a lot from you, and one of them can be financially. So if you plan yourself, especially that period when you're building, and reduce some things that you are not really important in your life, you can ease your journey of building, and I think you can build faster without any problems, because if you're building, capital is the most important factor to consider even before you start. So I know the cost of living is usually high nowadays. Even if you try to reduce it, you can't really reduce that much. But I think you should put it in your to-do list if you want to build. I know what I'm talking about might sound small, but it's very important. Remember, I'm talking about these things according to my own experience, and just like I've said, I'm also an aspiring. So maybe one day if you see me building, I'll be applying whatever I'm talking about in this video, because I know it's so important. That's why I even took my time just to elaborate on them. So cost of living, I know also the country with the highest cost of living are the first world countries. Maybe if you live in Asia, I know Africa is like down the pyramid, and probably US and China are like up there, maybe Russia. But I have few people from Asia. Is Russia in Asia? Russia is a continent. Asia also is a continent. I'm a little bit confused, but I think Russia and Asia. No, let's stop there. So, but what I'm trying to say, different continents, different countries have different cost of living standard. So whatever works for you, just apply it. So it was just a short summary, because I'm not here to say that I've maybe personally built, but according to my own experience, because I believe I'm a very smart boy, or am I a man? Maybe maybe I'm now a man. So if I take part in something, I usually come out with something that I've learned. And what I've talked about today is something that I've learned for like almost like 1 year. So I've just compressed it in a short video, just to make it simple. Just like you teaching someone. I usually, even for example, those YouTube videos where people make cars, or even motorbike, for example, because I have my own, so I usually watch them just to have a clue. So you might find someone doing something for like 10 minutes on YouTube, or explaining something for 10 minutes, but if you try to do it on ground, it might take you even a day, sometimes even more. So that's what I'm trying to do. I've just explained something that I've learned for a long period, just for you guys to have a clue and understand, and not trouble yourself. Or maybe you can as well research. It's a free world, but I know it's helpful to someone. So if you've watched, it was just a short video. It's drizzling. Actually, it's drizzling. The sky is a little bit dark. It's almost 6. And if you've watched this video, I know till this part, I'm so grateful for you coming by or stopping by. I hope you've learned something, and you can as well stay tuned to the channel if you are new. Subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. I know most of the videos that I usually upload, some are, I try as much as possible for them to be educative, because I want to help as many people as possible. And even if you watch the videos that we were doing while the construction was going on, I took my time and was a little bit keen to details as the guys were building, because I interacted with them a lot. So some of the things that I've learned so far, I never knew 1 year ago. And even I think I've grown, the way I speak, the way I think, and even apart from that, construction, things that deal with construction, I've learned a lot. If someone comes in now and asks me anything on the house, I'll answer. If I don't answer, maybe it's something new. But the things that we've done, all of the materials we've used, everything, I think I know. The roofing, the wall, I think everything. So that's so much that I've learned so far, and I'm so thankful for that. Also, you guys have made it easy. I know you usually communicate whenever I post, which I'm usually so humble for. As I've said a year ago, I never knew none of you. I never knew most of the things in building. And also, as I've said, I think I've grown, like the way I think, the way I talk, the way I communicate. To some, I might sound maybe still not there, but according to me, I think personally I've grown to communicate. So if you've watched this till this part, just take care of yourself and your families. Take care of your health. Your health is so important. And let's meet in my next video. Bye bye.